Hello from California, this is Sandy from Messy Papercrafts, and for today's craft tutorial I thought I will show you two different cards that feature some products from Creative Depot and also these backgrounds which I absolutely love. And yeah, it's really fun if you want to create some mass production in your cards. And this is how I did it. That's the stamp set by Tim Holtz, which is called Brushstrokes. And you can see there are different shapes. And today I'm choosing this big round circle, place my cardstock into the MISTI. And yeah, I'm trying now to get a good impression with Distress Oxide, which is here tumbled glass, because I love the look. But as you can see, I can't really spread the color on so evenly, so I have to help out a little bit here with a brush. And even then, the first impression is a bit splotchy. So there are probably other inks where you get a quicker impression. I just loved this chalky look because it's really soft and pastel, so I really wanted to give it a go. But just keep in mind that if you use these oxides for these bigger rubber stamps, you might not get the best impression if you just do it one time. So I recommend to do it 3 times, and then you might even want to even out this splotchiness, as you can see it here once again. This time I used Salty Ocean, and I just go over here again with the brush just to even it out a little bit, but in the end it wasn't a big problem, just that I had to do it a few times. And now I have to try how it would work with the archival ink, which is by Wendy Vici, so still the Ranger company, but yeah, different designer. And here you can see the first impression is immediately a little bit better, even though it's funny, you can hardly see the ink now on the stamp. But yeah, the Distress Oxide is just a little bit of a different pigmented ink, so it becomes more splotchy on these big rubber stamps, and then other inks they might work a little bit better. However, then you don't get this beautiful pastel look depending on the look that you're after. So here I just wanted to mass produce some blue backgrounds, and I love them all. I think they're pretty colors. Here you can see them once again. And yeah, so that's the first step. However, because I had to print the stamp down so many times, it becomes kind of wet, so I just have to dry it off before I can go into the next step of creating the second background on top of this. And that's what I will do here with the beautiful Florileges design wooden stamps. And we have 3 different designs here in this round circle look that really fit perfectly onto these brush strokes. So I have to decide now, what do I want for these different cards, what backgrounds do I want to use, what focal points. So even though I wanted to mass produce them, I also wanted to show you different versions so that it doesn't look all the same. So first of all, I had to use the anti-static pouch just to make sure that my embossing would stay in place. However, that worked with the middle one and with the right one, but not so much with the left one. You will see this in a bit. And the middle one I ink up with the VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink, and I will emboss this with the clear embossing powder just to give it a bit more shine. The right one here I inked up with the Tim Holtz embossing ink, so you don't actually see the image there at the moment because it's transparent. So here I'm using now the clear embossing powder, and on the right side here I use gold, also by Ranger, and now you can actually see the image, so you can see this cute little circle or dot there. And now on the left side I decided to ink up once again with the transparent embossing ink, and these are little stars, and I had the idea that they should come out white, so I will use white embossing powder. However, my stamp wasn't quite dry yet, I guess. That's why this embossing powder kind of stuck everywhere, and it wasn't a big deal breaker, it just made the image overall lighter. But yeah, the stars weren't exactly visible, so I had to fix this in a little bit. But first of all, here I will now emboss all of them with my heat tool. And I just love how this looks, because each time when you have this brush stroke and then these different Florileges designs in the circle look, or maybe you have different stamps that also have the circle look, then you can design it once again differently. So I just love that even though it gives you the super easy background, it's not boring. But here you can see now that I had on the last one too much powder in the middle, so I kind of tried to swipe this away with a brush, but as you can see the stars were not that visible. So I will just fix this in a little bit and stamp over it again, which you can see here. So now I inked it up in black, and I did a little test print just to see that I would get a smooth impression, because I was a bit worried that the transparent embossing ink was still on there, which would act as a resist, but it worked perfectly. So my image is now once embossed with white. Then I used the clear embossing powder on the black ink, and this way I think it still looks really nice. And yeah, makes again a different background. So I didn't really mind that there are some white bits embossed in the background and then you have black over it. And then here you have the other one with the black circle, and then this really cool golden one. And look at this shine. I absolutely love this embossing powder. And this background will be featured in the next tutorial, because I created a little bit of a different card with that. And here I have now the Tim Holtz decal trimmer once again. If you've seen my last tutorials, you know how much I love that and these uneven edges. And now I create another background, which is washi tape by Creative Depot. And look how cute that is with these little boats. And I always say, if I lose my mojo, the quickest way to create a really nice background is just by playing with washi tape. Just place it down, and yeah, you have a really fun and easy background. It takes maybe a minute or so to create, and hopefully gives you then more ideas on what to create on top of it. Here obviously we already have our embossed and brush stroke focal point, so to speak, but I just thought the colors, they work really nicely together. And so does the next item, which is this cute bunny stamp set by Creative Depot, bunny with anchor. And if you look closely, the cute thing is really that the bunny has a ship once on his head and once in his hands. And yeah, that works really well with the washi tape, which also has ships. So we have this whole nautical theme with the blue and the yellow, and I just love this look. So I never stamped these stamps before, so you can see they're completely clear. And I'm using my Nocturne ink once again by VersaFine Clair, my favorite ink for all of those images. And you can see that I only ink it now once and I already have the perfect impression. So really great quality. I usually stamp my images a few times for more contrast, but even if you only stamp it once, you have immediately a great impression. So fantastic quality here by Creative Depot. And as I wanted to color these images with Copic markers, I have to go through one more extra step where I again emboss these images with clear embossing ink, so that the Copic markers, which are alcohol-based markers, that they don't smear this VersaFine Clair ink. And now I just color this in, hopefully in similar tones to the washi tape on the background. So I thought I could dress the bunny in some blue and some yellow color, so that it's a complementary fit to the blue and yellow boats or little ships on the washi tape. And as I said again before, I am not the best colorist in the world. I made one bunny a little bit in a lighter gray and one in a darker gray, just so that I could decide which one should go on which background. And the only thing that I really look out for is that the edges of my bunnies are usually a little bit darker and the inside is a bit brighter, so I create a more of a three-dimensional image. And then I just do my fussy cutting and I leave a white border around the bunnies so that they stand out as my main focal point. And now I just attach the washi tape background onto my card. And here I have now a sheet with sentiments, which is also by Creative Depot. absolutely beautiful calligraphy here, and I just pressed down "Hey you," which I think looks so cool. Love how they write these sentiments out. And with some foam tape I will attach the bunny now as the focal point. And yeah, that's almost already all there is to it. I add now a little bit of ink around these decal trimmer edges once again, just to have this more finished look on the card. And then I also thought it would be fun to have a bit of a bow. And yeah, because there are different colors within the whole image, with the blue tone and the yellow tone, I thought it would be fun to use different colors here within this ribbon or this twine. And yeah, again, just adds a little bit of interest onto this focal point. And then I will just attach it with foam tape, and yeah, that's already all there is to the card. And then of course I cannot stop decorating it, so I always have to use some stickers and some gemstones just to give it this little bit of an extra shine or sheen to it. And I also used some glossy accent, which you don't really see here in the close-ups, but yeah, the nose of the bunny has a little bit of glossy accent on it, so it has some shine. And yeah, that's already card number 1, and here is card number 2. And with the second card, I just wanted to try a little bit of a different composition. So here we don't have the washi tape as the background. Here I used it as a placement, so to speak, for my sentiment. So I just put the washi tape right under the brush stroke that we created with the circle script. And here we have now the second bunny. And once again, I just attach it with some foam tape to lift it off the background and to create this layered look. And because this background is a little bit brighter, I decided to use the darker bunny here as my focal point. And once again, I use this really cool sentiment set and couldn't quite decide, do I want to say be happy or just hello? So I printed them down both, and also used the clear embossing powder once again, just to have this texture on it and this shine. And yeah, in the end I did decide on hello, so I have a little bit of fussy cutting here to do, and I also leave a white border just so that it stands out more from the washi tape background. And I think this looks really cute together. And again, you have a similar concept of mass production, but a whole different composition. So I think even though you use the same brush strokes, the same bunny and the same washi tape, and even the same ribbon here, or I use a different ribbon, but same idea that I tie a bow, again the card looks different. And that's what I really love, that different items, different compositions can just give you a whole new look. And yeah, that's how I love to spend my money on craft supplies, because I think if you can only use it one time and then you kind of run out of ideas, then you might really love the item, but then you just get bored with it. And with these items, oh my god, I can just think of so many different ideas. They could be shaker cards, you can color the bunny in different, you can combine the bunny with different washi tape or different backgrounds. And here you saw me now, again, I couldn't resist. I had to use another layer behind this bunny. So because the focal point or this brush stroke is blue, I have also a blue layer now, a blue paper layer behind the white, and then also some gold, because I thought that would fit nicely with the yellow little bows that we can see here, and the yellow slash goldish outfit of the bunny. And yeah, kind of completes this whole nautical theme where everything is blue and yellow. And then I just use some rhinestones here once again, add a little bit of sheen to it with different compositions here once again. I like to layer it around the brush stroke and then around this bow as well. And here I used again some glossy accent for some shine and some stickles for some glitter. and, as I said, a whole different look but with the same ingredients. So I hope that you like to see two different cards that you can create from a very similar idea with the same stamp and the same washi tape even. And yeah, that's it for me today. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you never miss out on all of those amazing crafting items. And with that, I wish you a crafty week, and remember, no stressy, be messy and have fun. See you next time.